right, another shitty week for me. Here we go. Welcome back to the Weekly Insider. I'm your host, Josh, and this is Tyler. Welcome back to another week. Week 11 coming at you. But before we begin that, let's talk about Week 10 with a little recap. We had a Thursday night thriller with the Dolphins beating the Baltimore Ravens. We had the Cowboys beating the Falcons. We had the Titans beating the Saints. Colts beat the Jaguars. The Patriots stomped the Browns. The Bills beat the Jets. The Steelers and Lions tied for the first tie of the 2021 season. The Washington Redskins beat the Buccaneers.
Washington football.
Whatever. Damn it. I'm going to get canceled. Washington football team. Yeah, I haven't made that mistake all year. Actually, maybe like before the season. Anyways, the Panthers beat the Cardinals. The Vikings beat the Chargers. The Eagles beat the Broncos. The Green Bay Packers beat the Seahawks. The Chiefs beat the Raiders. And the 49ers beat the Rams. Wow. Another week where I feel like you have to expect the unexpected, to be completely honest.
Yep.
Wow. I had a total of 5 games correct. I suck again. But shout out to Amar Khan, number 1 overall, with only 8 correct picks, though. So, I mean.
Yeah, I got a 14, so.
Yeah, it's still a bad week from everybody in the group. But
Yep.
Amar with the solo victory royale. Congratulations, brother. And let's move on. We could talk real quick, Let's talk briefly about last week. Biggest surprises to me: the Ravens dropping a game, the Buccaneers dropping the game.
Yeah.
Dude,
Rams lost twice in a row now.
Yep.
Headed into their bye week though, so.
Yeah, that's unfortunate though, to lose 2 weeks in a row and then go into a bye. So.
Usually it's a time when if you've lost 2 in a row, it's probably a good time to get into a bye, especially when you were 7-1 before that.
Yeah, I guess you could change, you can change the momentum swing and
That's
stuff like that. But another surprising team is the Patriots. They look really good.
Yep.
Panthers. I guess I was surprised because I did pick the Cardinals to win, but I didn't expect them to win by 24. To be completely honest.
Yeah, I think it was especially with Kyler out, with Cole McCoy in there, we saw the Panthers defense kind of return to how they played the first 4 or 5 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
And the offense didn't have to do a ton, really. I don't know if the offense even really moved the ball all that well. But obviously the Cardinals defense has been good this year, but lost J.J. Watt recently, so I think who did the Cardinals just beat big last week?
Who did they beat big?
The 49ers. Yeah, it was 49ers.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. But I think they've lost now 2 of their last 3, I believe. So I don't know. Cardinals, obviously they were 6-0, 7-0, but I was never fully in on them being the number 1 team necessarily. I don't think there's a top team this year though, to be fair. So
I don't think so either. But also, before we move on, the Chiefs, are they back? What do you think?
They're first in the division.
Dude, it's so funny. The division is crazy.
Last year, I think I said it a couple weeks ago, but last year Mahomes led the league in turnover-worthy plays that didn't go for turnovers, so aka the luckiest quarterback in the league.
Yep.
Turnover-wise, but this year they had 19 turnovers through 8 games, so you kind of just don't really expect that to continue that way. It's the same way defense, when they force turnovers, it's tough for that to predict that year to year, which is why teams like Miami, Washington, Denver, their defenses are kind of fallen off compared to last year just because the turnover margins were so wild.
Yeah.
So you kind of expect them to come back down to earth with those turnovers. And then once they stop turning it over every other damn drive, even if their defense gives up 30, they're going to put up 40.
Yeah.
They're putting up 20 with 3 turnovers. So
Yeah, I think Chiefs might be back a little bit. Their defense is still mid-tier, but hey, their offense is looking good again. So,
I mean, Matthew's solid though. Juan Thornhill came back just a couple weeks ago. Chris Jones and Frank Clark both missed time early. Their corners are all young. They have two really young linebackers that they've drafted the last couple years. So I think the defense will continue to improve. And I mean, we've seen Spagnuolo like do it before with that Chiefs defense. Like I think last year in the playoffs, or maybe even 2 years ago in the playoffs, they were like one of the best defenses. Like they were giving up like 14 points a game.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, and it's not like they've lost a ton. I mean, so I think it was just kind of bad luck almost.
Yeah.
Like everything that could have gone wrong was going wrong.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess we'll find out these coming weeks. But let's move on to some fantasy. We got our top quarterback performances of the week coming from Patrick Mahomes, and then number 2, Dak Prescott, and then number 3, Josh Allen. Which the number 3 spot only had 20.9 points, so it's kind of like a low. It was like Patrick Mahomes had 36, then it was like 26 and 20. So
it was a low-scoring fantasy week all over the place because I noticed in both my dynasty leagues, the like biggest overachiever, so the person that outscored their projection by the most, was by 5 points and by 7 points. So like nobody was beating their projections then. So I just everybody was having a bad fantasy this year.
yeah, it was a.
But for running backs, the top 3 we all expected. Number 1, Darrell Williams with 29.4 on just 43 rushing yards, thanks to 9 catches for 100 yards. Number 2, Ramondre Stevenson with Damian Harris out this week with a concussion, 27.4. Number 3, A.J. Dillon, who came in relief of A.J. Aaron Jones this week.
All 3 top running backs were backups, dude. What is going on?
Oh, yeah. And so
then,
number 4.
Number 4, backup too, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
God, that's my man. I wish.
And then you even got James Johnson and Mark Ingram in the top 10, so you really do have 5 backups.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild in the running back core right now. So
yeah, a lot of injuries.
But yeah, moving on, man. We got the wide receivers. Some pretty similar names that we've seen throughout the year. Got Deebo Samuel. Then we got Stephon Diggs at the number 2 spot, and then we got CeeDee Lamb at the number 3. And then just under that is Tyreek Hill. But
that's only Diggs' second week over 17.5.
Yeah. He's been like consistently getting double digits, but except for 1 week he had 8.5, but
yeah.
But yeah.
And then tight ends, kind of a normal-ish week. Number 1, Travis Kelce, 19.9. Number 2, Hunter Henry, 19.7, thanks to 2 touchdowns on 4 catches.
2 touchdowns, I know, that's crazy.
And number 3, Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm. And
Shout out to George
Tyler
Kittle.
Conklin, though. Yeah, George Kittle's back, and then Tyler Conklin he's been up here a few times this year. So.
Yeah, because he's their red zone guy. No, this must only be his second week because he's only had over 11 points. This is his second time.
Oh,
so.
Okay. I just remember seeing him another time. That was all.
Yeah, he had 20 against Seattle.
All right. Well, we'll move on to some social media questions.
He had 11 yards.
He had what?
He had more points than yards. Conklin had more points than yards.
Exactly. So yeah, he's just a strict red zone target, you know. We didn't get much. I think I posted a little late, and I want to post it Monday is when I want to post it, but only Cayman, solo man came and said, "How about them Cowboys?" And I mean they look good. They look like a playoff potential Super Bowl team.
You took the Falcons, didn't you?
I did take the Falcons, unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, I said last week that I think it was just a fluke game. Shit happens sometimes.
All right. Well, we don't know what Matt Ryan we're gonna get every week, so
yeah.
There's nothing else I can say.
And even Josh Rosen came in and threw an interception.
Brother, we are talking about a player who dropped 30 points in fantasy and had an amazing game against the Saints, and then comes in and just doesn't do anything. Useless. He was at least able to get Kyle Pitts 10 points.
Well, Cordero Patterson got hurt. I don't know how late in the game, but I know he sprained his ankle.
Oh, okay.
And that's like 80% of their offense.
I know.
I mean, Ridley's out. Patterson's now out. Mike Davis has been dog doo-doo, like I was telling people all preseason he would be, because he's not a good running back. He's just fine as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
And now people are, oh, Mike Davis is the guy.
Mike Davis. It was never the guy. But all right.
So
that's gonna conclude our week 10
Do
recap.
our stars of the week.
Oh, yeah, we can do that if you want. Shit. I was going to cut it short today. But, yeah, we can do that. Give me your top performance of the week, brother.
My top performance, I'm gonna have to give it to Deebo Samuel.
Mother sucker,
He
dude.
had, what was his total yardage? He had 133 total yards, 5 catches and 5 carries out of the backfield, and 2 touchdowns, including the big 40-yard reception in like quadruple, well not quadruple coverage, but in like double coverage, and then split 2 more defenders. Deebo Samuel is doing right now exactly what I thought like AJ Brown would be doing. Like just making crazy contested catches and then just burning dudes once he has the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Okay.
Deebo Samuel's obviously having an amazing year, but
Yeah,
big time performance on Monday night.
I'm on a Monday night against the Rams too.
Yep.
I guess I'll go with AJ Dillon. Came in relief of Aaron Jones in what I think it was like the second or third quarter. Was it second?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember, but it was like relatively
It was about like
early.
midway through the game. So yeah, he came in relief. He ended up rushing for like 66 yards on 21 carries, which isn't like incredible, but he still
Bad.
had what was it?
So that's pretty bad actually. It's like 3 yards to carry.
I mean, it's still whatever. He was there. He's a power back. He's not like Aaron Jones, but he had 2 touchdowns as well, and he only had 2 receptions, but he had 60 yards receiving. He was they had a couple screenplays that did really well on like a drive or something I remember, but AJ Dillon coming in relief of Aaron Jones, so I'll give it to AJ Dillon. And,
I have another week I forgot to mention.
Oh, go ahead.
Kyle Shanahan. He saw Von Miller, Aaron Donald, and Jalen Ramsey, and said, "I'm gonna run it 44 times and throw it 19 times." And it worked out pretty damn well.
Yeah,
That first drive was amazing. It was like 10,
93
16
yards.
plays, 95, 90, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That was an amazing drive.
Absurd. And that, I think he like that right there just set the pace for the whole game. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the 49 that's what Shanahan does. He loves to run the ball, and even with their banged up offensive line, they just lost their right tackle for the year last week. I mean, they just said, all right, well, Von Miller can't stop the run. Jalen Ramsey, great corner, but doesn't stop the ball. I mean, he's a good run stopper for a corner, but like it's still a corner. And then Aaron Donald's obviously not as good as a run stopper as a pass rusher, but Shanahan said, "Fuck you guys, we're running it 44 times."
Dude, Von Miller got pancaked by George Kittle. That was
It's never been his game.
incredible, dude.
Yeah, that's never been Miller's game, and then Kittle is the best pass blocker or run blocker in the league right now.
100%, dude.
And I
That
feel like
guy-
we saw last week that like as a receiver, I personally don't think he's that far behind Kittle or Kelsey as a receiver. So that's what I've been saying. It was tough to say early this year when Kittle was hurt, but I still think Kittle's the best like all around tight end in the league.
I think he is too.
But Kelsey obviously is a better receiver, but Kittle's not far behind, and we obviously like that highlight just showed what he can do to a fucking all-star.
Oh, dude, it was insane, bro. Von Miller didn't even have a step. The guy literally got put right on his butt, straight up.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll conclude this week's recap. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for our picks. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe before you leave. If you made it this far in the video, you are the absolute GOAT. And I love you guys. Love you. Thank you. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.